morning, everybody. Glad you've made the decision to be with us. Alongside, we're glad to be bringing you action and welcoming you to the MGM Grand here on the Vegas Strip in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, for tonight's main event. 10 rounds of heavyweight action. Boy, and we expect this to be a big night of action. We spoke with both fighters yesterday. Fireworks anticipated here tonight. Let's see. George Foreman's focus is front and center as he makes his way to the ring right now. Johnson's making his way to the ring. You wouldn't know he's about to step into a fight. He looks like he's just out for a stroll.
By way of Marshall, Big George Foreman. And his opponent across the ring, coming out of Baltimore, Meldrick Johnson.
All right, gentlemen, protect yourselves at all times. Let's touch him up.
When you get a fight like this that everybody's been talking about, it's always so interesting to see these opening moments here in round number one.
During your training career, is this the type of matchup that you liked when you had a power puncher facing another power puncher?
No, I hated it. I never wanted to fight a big banger. I wanted to be the only guy in that ring that brought that to the party.
Keep it going.
Nice block by Foreman.
Come on!
Jab, uppercut, both upstairs. Good block by George. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Meldrick Johnson. George Foreman's just punching air that time. His opponent was able to get out of the way. Good step back, counter punch there.
Beautiful.
Johnson's left now getting into the mix. There he goes with the right hand again. Right to the body. Good looking counter punch. The combo lands upstairs. Johnson's missing the mark by a mile. That just was nowhere to be found. Big block by Big George.
Keep working it down. Good. Come on.
Look at that. The hook came home with ease. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down, blue or red corner, what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Keep them off that.
Here we go. Round two is underway. A knifing left hand by Johnson. Able to defend and then go on the offensive. A solid, true uppercut by Meldrick Johnson. Right to the head with that right.
You think back to George Foreman and his early days, and I think one of the visions that most fans remember is holding that tiny little American flag in the Mexico City Olympic Games in 1968 after claiming gold.
You know, that's an interesting point because Foreman's not known as a guy with great personality. You know, he's a guy who's a disdainful looking guy. You know, he's a guy that kind of reminds you almost of a Sonny Liston. He tries to intimidate you. He does intimidate you with his power, with his size, but at that moment, he showed that he has personality, that it's inside him.
That was not well targeted by Johnson. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Meldrick Johnson. And now committing to that midsection as the target with the combination punching. Johnson's on the receiving end of a very good counter punch. Takes one to give one. Uppercut in return. End of the round here, and as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was, and you know, it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
I want the combinations. You landed one shot, but I need to see 3, 4 punches now, all right? This fight is too fucking.
And round number 3 is underway. Now he's putting his punches together, the combination upstairs. George Foreman blocks that punch.
Circle, circle!
Trying to erode away that body with the combination punching. What impact from that uppercut by Meldrick Johnson.
You need to keep that head moving.
Foreman's really in position to control things in this fight if he can do what he did just there, and that's land a good, solid jab.
Don't stay in one spot.
Reaching the halfway mark of this round. A solid uppercut by George Foreman.
Eddie, I'm sure so many times you've been approached on the street by guys who say, yeah, I can fight. I've fought a little bit. What's the biggest difference you've found through the years with the guys that think they're tough and the guys that are really in the gym?
Well, when they're out in the street, somebody's going to usually stop it, or you're going to pick up something, you can hit them. You don't have that, of course, in the ring. And also, maybe the most important thing, Joe, is you're not mad. You know, getting mad is like somebody getting a drink in them to open up and all of a sudden start talking. You get mad and you go after what you're mad at. You're in that ring. You don't have that. You don't have that scotch, so to speak, that you can shoot down and get those muscles going.
Last 10 seconds. Johnson's combination punching is working well here. And that's the end of round 3.
Make it a dog fight with it, man. Close the gap and let your hands go, please. Listen, I need to see some counter punches, okay? Whenever he misses.
That was nice one. Beautiful. Beautiful. Keep that head moving. And I want to see double jabs. You know where you need to be. I don't want to see you on the outside with him, okay? This fight is not